Welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, dedicated to exploring the interesting journeys of the people in the provincial construction industry. Presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by GaleForceWins. Join us as we chat with the inspirational individuals that ensure the continued growth of the construction industry and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
And welcome to the Newfoundland and Labrador podcast. It is certainly great to be here at Build Expo 2023. I'm Alan Dale, and I can't wait to get into conversation with people that are on the trade show floor, doing the business. A lot of exciting things happening. Lou, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, my name is Lou Lawrence, and I'm a 42-year veteran of the construction rental business. And well, this is the new startup for us, VeriStart. We're pretty excited about where we're heading on it. I'm on to lead the role in sales of the product, and so that's it for me right now. So,
Lou, 42 years. What were you doing in the construction arena for that long?
I was doing construction rentals. I was doing rental equipment.
Rental equipment?
Yes.
For 42 years.
That's what I did.
Renting equipment out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Heck of a journey.
Rented everything from spoons, as one of my former associates would say, everything from a baby's fart to a clap of thunder, but more.
There you go. That's both extremes, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty.
Yeah. 42
right.
years. Where'd you start when you were 10?
Everything from spoons to excavators.
Yeah.
So there we go.
There you go.
Started when I was 10. That was right. Actually, that's the room where I'm going to go with.
How about yourself?
Ajay Pande. So I work with Roberts. I'm here in St. John's now. I worked in telecommunications as an engineer for about 25 years.
Okay.
Lou and Craig had this great idea, and they came to me, and I thought it was a great idea as well. So I'm excited to be part of this journey. It's a bit of a transition going into startup. I did a little startup journey for the last 2 years now, so this is my second startup. But it's really exciting, and Lou's being very humble. I mean, he's the crux. He knows everybody in this sector, so we're really excited. We're getting a lot of good interest.
All right, so guy, communication background engineer, meets up with a guy who's been renting heavy equipment and the like, everything from a baby's fart to a clap of thunder.
Right, third person as well.
And a third person?
The third person, Craig Hannum.
Okay.
And so he's a finance guy.
Okay.
So Craig and I met at a previous company, StepCare Solutions, and he was a fractional CFO. So we were a startup company. We needed a CFO.
Yeah.
Hired him in, and he was a fantastic person to work with. And so this was the genesis of our team.
All right, I'm starting to see a big relationship guy, a techie guy, and a money guy.
You got it.
All coming together.
That's right. Me and two smart guys.
You're a smart guy. Well, I didn't want to say that, Lou, right out of the gate.
I know. But it's the truth. It's out there, so might as well say it.
It's out there now. Okay, so tell me about the company. Let's start with the name and what you do.
So, do you want me to get a kick of the can?
No, you go right ahead.
So VeriStart, so what we're doing is we're managing access control for construction equipment. And as you may know, in construction equipment, there's virtually no unique keys. There's one key can start every piece of equipment, basically. So if you have a key for a Caterpillar or a backhoe, you can start it here in St. John's, Placentia Bay, Carbonear, Mumbai, India. So that's why there's no security and you're seeing thefts. And so we thought, like, with the technology today, it's been like that for 50 years, and for a reason, because you need to have access to equipment on site. Why isn't that changing with our technology today? And so we thought about, could we take the physical key and move that credential to the cloud and then manage it using a mobile phone? And so what we're doing today is we're able to manage who's trying to access a piece of equipment, and if they don't have the training to do so, the equipment's not available to be used, so it'll be locked out.
Right, okay. So marrying up their qualification level to their access to the piece of equipment.
Yes, and it's pretty simple. You use your mobile phone and you tap like you would in a grocery store.
Right.
Use an NFC reader, and if you have the digital key, you can access the equipment. If you don't, then it knows that you're not actually qualified to use that piece of equipment.
So I use this exact same technology for my car. So same ideas that you're talking about, like start a Tesla, for example.
Same idea on an industrial level, where you got multiple operators, multiple pieces of equipment, and multiple operators. And the thing they have in common is the owner of the company or the management of the company. So what this does is allows the owner to manage his equipment to the operators, and therefore be able to keep his site safe and secure.
Right, of course, yeah. And know when the machine was being used, by whom, the whole thing, all that data matters, right?
Right.
As Lou always points out, like there's a lot of data on the equipment side and a lot of data on the operator side, but unlike in other sectors, it's not connected.
Right.
So we're making that connection that.
Fellas, this sounds like a no-brainer. Has this not been done before?
You know,
we've searched and searched, and we still haven't come up with someone that's doing exactly what we're offering. So we think it's unique in the industry, and it's got, we've got some high-level interests, and we're pursuing it.
I think that's got to be exciting.
We were very exciting.
Concerned we're drinking our own Kool-Aid, and we went through the Genesis program in Memorial.
Yeah.
So that started to show, okay, no, this is a real problem. And then, in January, Craig, Lou, and I, we applied for this accelerator, which is a program.
Yeah.
It was down in San Francisco for construction tech. So like Y Combinator, but for construction tech specifically. And we got accepted. And we didn't think we would. We're one of 5 companies globally in that program. So suddenly we're, the people that are backing us up, the brick and mortar ventures team, that's part of the Bechtel family. It's part of, United Rentals. These are all companies that have experience in the space, and they're seeing that this is probably a problem. So, it's an opportunity now to try to figure out, how do we as a team solve that problem?
How do you solve that problem? That's incredible, right? So here you are, you're starting in the Genesis Center, you get a boost from this accelerator, and away you go. So how far along are you on the trajectory of development now?
We're at the prototype stage, so we're developing a prototype now. We have a demo day in San Francisco, May 25th, so we're going down. And as Lou points out, the software is getting developed along the lines we'll have. And on the hardware side, that's where we need the next round of investment to have the product ready.
Right. So hardware is going on the equipment.
Yeah, there's a small piece of hardware that will go onto equipment that actually basically acts as a relay, sort of to enable us to control start, no start, and then the software does the rest from the cloud.
I gotta tell you, fellas, it sounds pretty exciting.
It is.
And Lou, you've met lots of customers here locally, and I think the feedback's been really.
It's been very positive. Actually, there's been no negative.
Right.
It's been basically, it's a great idea. Why isn't anybody else doing it? And then we're asking the same questions, but we're not finding anyone that's doing exactly what we want to do.
So, a vision for a market. Where do you want to take this? What's your first market that you want to head towards?
Right here in St. John's first, globally. We got lots of good contacts with Lou and his team, or his previous experience. And so we want to leverage the contacts we have here and build.
Somebody's starting up a tractor.
Somebody just started a tractor.
There you go.
Told him not to start it right now.
So that's good.
That's good.
You're seeing a demo here today.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. But then, through this program and accelerator, we're also talking to larger companies like Kiewit and others at a global level. They're very early stage conversations, but we have sort of 2 angles now. So we have the local community here, but then also the global community, larger general contractors, I should say.
Yeah. Well, it's a great beta, right? You can do it here, prove it here locally.
It enables us to keep things relatively close, so that we can observe how it's being developed and how it's working in the field, and then so that we can iron out any issues that we might run into before we bring it to worldwide markets.
A recipe for success, right? Because you've got a lot of contacts here, and they'll give you the feedback that you need to perfect it, to close that continuous improvement loop, right? And then make it even better and stronger. And when you think about it, this is a perfect kind of scenario for invent something here and export it globally.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's a really close-knit market, right? That's the thing, right? And on that note, we're really thankful of the support that we are getting from local construction industry, and we're getting a chance to get the input from them, and it's much valued. We can't move forward without that input, so that's very important to us. And of course, NLCA giving us the opportunity to be here, and yourself, and everyone else to talk about what we're doing. So it's great stuff.
And even the government of Newfoundland, Labrador, and everybody else in the Genesis community at Memorial, everybody's really supportive. So it's a fantastic place to be starting a company.
Isn't that amazing, right? So what you've just described to me is a near perfect collaboration of government, industry, and academia all working together to ensure that a company like yours gets success at home and and with the opportunity to take that globally.
That's right.
Like, it couldn't get any better than that.
No, that's right.
No, we're just lucky to be part of that.
You're lucky to be in the middle of it right now, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I look forward to. So when do you anticipate the first prototypes rolling out?
We're hoping end of the year, so we're on a path for investment. So we're hoping to really get stuff going over the summer, and by the end of the year having a prototype in place so that in the next construction cycle we're actually out there testing.
Yeah.
In spring. Would you agree with that time?
Yeah,
frame?
well, that's what we definitely want to do. I mean, we'd like to hit the market as soon as possible, but that requires the money and the development time to actually put the product together and refine a couple of a couple of things there. But end of the year would be ideal. That way we catch the next construction season in Newfoundland and be there.
How does it feel to be part of something like this, like at this point in your career?
Well, I didn't have a career I didn't have a career 6 months ago.
No?
I retired.
Okay,
So this is great for me, but Craig and Ajay talked about it, and they brought the idea to me, and I thought it was a great idea. So and they asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, so I'm a part of it.
Wow.
And so it's it's humbling. I mean, and also, I mean, the thing is, it's been a whole new experience. I spent a lot of time in the construction industry, but this is different. Same players, just a different market approach. One product mattered than all the thousands of products that we had previously. So it's different, and exciting at the same time. Being a part of something new and something that you can see that actually can have a difference, because this market is really not being addressed in the way that we're talking about addressing and providing that safety and security.
I guess at my stage, I'm 49 going on 50, so for me it was a bit of a transition from having a full-time role to looking at something a bit more risky, but this is what I've been wanting to do for a while. So the previous startup I just went through was a great experience to understand what a startup is like compared to, I'd worked at Nokia and larger companies for about 25 years, but I gotta say it's the first time I felt so alive, and it's a lot of fun, like even just coming down to the show and watching Lou with the customers and chiming in a little bit here and there. It's been a great experience, so we're excited, all three of us.
Yeah. Well, building something is always exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it is. That's right. It is.
When and particularly when it's your own thing, right? A new, novel idea for this industry. That's great. Do you see any kind of roadblocks along the way in the near future? Like, will the devices that go on the machines be cost prohibitive for the people that want to be part of? Is there any roadblocks there?
We don't anticipate that at all, actually. From what we're learning, we had a point set when we started in this, what we thought the market could bear, and it certainly seems that's within the range, and there's new technologies out there, so the new technologies will actually enable us to bring the costing down over a period of time, right? Early adopters, I mean, that's what we're looking for right now, is early adopters to get in, hopefully, and we're pretty confident that we're going to get the support to get this going. And like I said, it's a product that we believe there's a worldwide demand for. That's been our observation so far. We're after having conversations with companies from all over, and basically, they're not getting negative feedback. We're getting mostly positive feedback.
That's great.
So that's great.
You got your eye on any early adopters now, locally?
Here locally,
we got a couple of people that have already said that we'd be interested in doing working with you on it. So so now we're of course getting a little anxious that we can actually get the product out there and start working with it. Because proof's in the pudding, right? We're going to cook it and then put it out there. So we're getting pretty excited about what's to come, right?
Any fast movers behind you think?
Well, I'm sure there are, but it's surprising, and this is where we kept going back to. It's surprising that this issue hasn't been addressed. So I think for us, the technology is not an amazing innovation. Let's say it's more a window of opportunity for us to take advantage of, or not take advantage of, but foster some change and disrupt the way things have been done. So there's a window of opportunity for us to go to market, and I think we're in a good position. And that accelerator with the team behind it is fantastic, because it's getting us connected to everybody in the construction sector at a global level. And I mean, Newfoundland and Labrador, like coming back to like our ruggedness here, the weather. I mean, any anticipation of problems would be like making sure the devices are rugged enough to be on
100%.
This is a great place to test it.
If you can make it work here.
Well, that's right. And I've seen, being in the construction industry industry as long as I was, I mean, I've seen products that worked everywhere else, and then we bring it here, and it doesn't work out exactly as planned.
Exactly.
So, you know, there's certainly, this is a good, it offers a lot. It gives us the close net, like I said, geographically to be able to work within, but at the same time it gives us such a wide range of weather conditions and you know that come into play, that could come into play anytime you're operating heavy equipment, that we can use that to our advantage to be able to, like I said, iron out any potential problems that we may find.
Guys, I have to tell you, that's it sounds like a fascinating kind of innovation. Astonished that it's not being widely used, which is great. I'm always amazed that sometimes I see somebody who has invented something and I scratch my head and say, that hasn't been done, right? And it's amazing, right? And I really commend you for jumping on it. And I love what you said. You went back to the Genesis Center to say, we're drinking our own Kool-Aid here, right? And only to find out that you're on the right path. Really good. I look forward to watching this evolve over the next kind of couple of years and watch your horizons, and I hope you hit them and exceed them well beyond what you hope.
So.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we're onto something.
I do too. It sounds amazing. Well, thanks very much, guys.
Thanks very
both
much,
of you.
Alan.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you, Alan.
That was incredible, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by GaleForceWins.